Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today in this lecture we are going to cover what is variable and what are the various rules of to creating a variable, and also we learn about what is data types and what are the various types of data types, basically what is primitive, non-primitive data types, and we also write the code in a simple and easy way. So without wasting our time, let's start the video. First of all, we'll talk about the what is variable. Okay, so variable means it is a container which is used to store data. Means suppose imagine what suppose I have a memory location. So inside memory location, whenever I want to create something and store the value, then in that memory location there will be some container is created like this. Okay, the container is created like this, and whatever the value that you want to pass, the value will be going and store here. Okay, like this format. So basically the syntax of creating an variable means variable that you have to first of all mention the data type, and after data type you have to mention their name like a b c d, whatever the name that you want, you can pass the name. Okay, so after the passing the name, what's the value do you want to store, you assign that value. Okay, so in order to create an variable name, there will be some specific rules and regulation are available, so you have to follow that, otherwise you have facing some error. Okay, so let's say see example, I have created a variable name age and I store the value as 20. So I assign the data type as int. So in the don't worry, I will explain also data type in the next video, the next part. So what are the rules of creating a variable? So basically first rule is variable start with letter and cannot be start with a number. Suppose I want to create a variable like an n number 1, so I can write n1 as a number 1 and assign the value with 10, 20 or whatever the value that I want. Otherwise I cannot start like 1n, that makes me an showing an error. Okay, this because why, because it's violate our rule. Okay, and in the second rule is it can be alphanumeric, it's same as a rule 1. Okay, so you can be write name as a a1, a1 to a1b, you can write this type also. Okay, and whatever alphanumeric, you have understand a mixture of alphabetic and numeric character, but you have to remember that the variable cannot start with a number. Okay, so in the third rule it says that it cannot be a keyword. So what's the keyword? Keyword means at the specific word, means reserved word which having specific meaning in their programming language. So keyword, what I say, so suppose I want to showing the suppose during the creation of programming language, the creator who developed the programming language, they assign that some names that are having some different properties. Suppose you want to say like int. Int means it is the keyword is having a specific value, specific property, so you can't use the keyword in your variable. Okay, and there will be around 40 to 46 to 50 keyword in our Java. So we will also learn about what is the keyword and what are the various keyword available in Java. Okay, so in third rule it says that no space, means during creation of variable you are you are restricted to pass the space. Suppose like I want to create a variable like int, I cannot write like a space b. Okay, because that's invalid our rule, that's why I cannot create. I can pass the underscore here. Okay, I can pass the underscore here, the because the underscore is allowed. Okay, and you have to remember that Java is a case sensitive language. Okay, so variable name are case sensitive. Suppose I want to create a variable a, and variable a, another variable a I passes with 10 and here I passes with 20. So these two a and a are having different meaning. Okay, you cannot imagine that as the same name as a in the alphabetic manner it can be same, but during the creation of due to the case sensitivity of Java, it cannot be as the same. Okay, so this is our basic introduction about variable. Okay, so let's see an F code. Let's see an code. Okay, so this is the first code that I have written in my video. So I want to create an variable, that means I want to pass as a data type and a variable name, whatever the variable name that I want to create, I suppose I want to create a and passes the value as a 10. Okay, so suppose I want to print that variable. I will write system dot out dot print value a. Okay, so I can save. You have to pass the semicolon here. Semicolons indices that program as end here. Okay, so you can start and run the code. What's the error? So let's run in the terminal. So you have to in the previous video I have said how to compile the program and how to show the output. I have already mentioned. If you are unable to remember, then I will explain here also. So first of all, to compile the program, you have to write Java C, that means Java compile, and your file name, whatever the file name that you have, abc.java, that file name I have. That's why compile, and it will be successfully execute the program. But I need to show the output. Okay, so to the show the output, I have to write Java and my file name abc, my class name. Okay, that's class name. You have to write abc. So see, I have getting my output a, that I have processed as a 10, that I will see in my output. So this is the very basic introduction about variable. So let's start understanding what is the data types. Okay, so let's understand data types. Suppose you want to storing a variable, so value in your memory location. So how the compiler know that it will be going under the integer, floating value like decimal, or it will be like string value. Okay, string value means the word like I am Rudra and I am programmer, like this kind of value. Okay, so how the compiler know? The compiler knows that by using the by taking the help of data type. Data type means what are the types of your data, what category your data is going on. So the data type, suppose I want to create a variable, you have to mention that what the variable is going under what kind of data type. So suppose I want to create a variable of decimal point value. I want to create that float a equal to 10.2 10.2f. Okay, so to create the decimal kind of value, you have to passes float as a data type and a as your variable name. So you can passes, like there will be varieties of data types are available. So basically there are two types of data type. One is primitive and another is a non-primitive. So what are the primitive data type and what are the non-primitive data type? I will explain. So primitive data type means there are suppose there will be okay, wait, suppose this is your parents. Okay, so there will be no, this example is not perfect. I think I make it erase. Okay, suppose primitive data type means these are the basic, means the foundation of our data type, it including like int, float, double, boolean. And non-primitive data type means these are the data types that grouping of primitive data type, you can say. Okay, not exactly, but I can showing you example, like see. So see, this is the tree structure of your data type. What are the data types? I will showing it is a laser manner. Okay, see, this is the primitive data types. Primitive data types in this part is called a non-primitive data types. So primitive data types is basically classified into two parts, that's going under non-numeric data type and numeric data type. So including non-numeric data type, it including like boolean and char value. Boolean means like true or false. What's the your condition is true or false. In order to passes that kind of value, you can use boolean as your data type. And character means a, B, C. You can consider each character as your char. Suppose I want to storing a character value. Suppose I want to char ch equal to a. That means it store the character a as a character in our memory location. Okay. So what are the numeric data type? Numeric means it's a value. Okay. So basically numeric containing like integer and floating value. Okay, so integer having some byte, short, int, long, that's not needed. Okay, and floating and double, it means these are the two data types that is used. So don't worry, sorry, I will forget to explain here. Like I want suppose I want to integer. So integer having some different type. Suppose I want to storing byte having some specific range of value. Okay, in order to storing that kind of value, byte data type is used, and sort is similar as byte. It also stores the integer value, but its range is different. Each data types present in the integer category that having different range. Okay, int also having different range, long having different range, but work of the working principle is same. Okay, in the floating point, the float and double are allowed to store the decimal point value, but in the float you assign after suppose I want to create a variable, float a as a variable, then 10.2f you can pass, and in the double you can passes that 10.2 only. Okay, there's no need of passing the f, because this is having same value, but remember they have in different range of storing value. Okay, so let me showing some example. So I have completed about integer, but I will showing the very floating and character type data type. So I want, suppose I want to storing a character, then I can character ch, and in for storing the character you have to pass a value with single quotation. Okay, so suppose I want to pass as b. Okay, and at the end I have to put the semicolon, and I want to storing the showing the output ch. Okay, then I have saved and compile here java c abc.java. It will successfully compile, and to see the output java abc. Okay, so see I have getting my output b as my output. Okay, so uh, so for decimal point value you have to show that floating means you have to pass the float value. Okay, float a as a 10.2 f, you can pass this as your variable, and for double x as a 10.2, this having the same, but same properties float and double, but suppose I want to print them also. So let us see how to print them. So I want to write system.out.println a and system.out.println x. So let's see the output. So successfully compiled, to see the output java abc. So this part is covered, that so we will see the creation of variable with character, float, double and integer data type. So let us see that what are the non-primitive data type we have. So we have basically non-primitive data type, which including string, array and etc. Okay, so basically string means group of character, you can say. Suppose string means a b c d e f, that's a group of character you can assign as a string. And array means it's a memory location or data structure, you can say, that having allowed to store the identical or homogeneous element in a sequential manner. We will this array string are the important part. We will cover in the next video, next 10 to sorry next 5 to 6 video. We will cover the array and string, and these are the very useful data structure in your DSA. Okay, so and what left? So this is the okay, let's just see the what are the string and array. I have to clean up to this int array. Suppose I want to pass this size 5 and 1 2 3 4 5, and I want to print that value, then so no worry, don't worry, I will explain. Suppose to create the array you have to like that int as a array, that as I want to storing the integer type variable value, so you have to passes the name and the size. Okay, so that's it. So thank you for fully watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe. That's it.